Hey everybody, today we are going to be making a delicious summertime cocktail known as the Aperol Spritz. We're also going to talk very briefly about the history, and at the end we're going to show you some other cocktails to use Aperol in. It's a really versatile ingredient and makes delicious cocktails. Hey everybody, I'm Chris from A Bar Above. I'm a 15-year veteran of the bar and somebody that loves making really fun, creative cocktails. Today we will be making the Aperol Spritz, but before we do, let's talk about what is Aperol. So Aperol falls underneath the category of spirits known as Amaro, which is bitter in Italian. This definitely has a bitter note, but it definitely lends itself more to the sweet side with some strawberry and rhubarb tasting notes to it. You may also know another Amaro, Campari. Now this is a much more pronounced bitter note to it, and it kind of has a flavor profile of bitter orange. Both technically Amaro, just different flavor profiles. Now, the history of Aperol is really interesting. It started in 1919 by the Babietti brothers, and yes, you have to do the hands. When you say Babietti, I think it's actually required, but they created this in 1919, and this is what I would consider a brand-driven cocktail. It was created to just sell more Aperol. So Aperol Spritz technically falls underneath the highball category, which means we have 2 ounces of spirit, sparkling carbonated mixer here, and citrus. That is the blueprint that we're going to be following for the Aperol Spritz. So now let's go ahead and make the Aperol Spritz. We're going to start off with 2 ounces of Aperol. We're just going to add that right into a wine glass. Then we're going to add somewhere around 4 to 6 ounces of Prosecco. I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball this. Looks about right. And we're just going to add a splash, about an ounce of club soda to help kind of lift it up with some effervescence. Do a quick stir here. That's it. We're going to add ice. I already love the color here. And the last thing to do is garnish. You could either throw an orange wheel like this in. I like to put a beautiful cocktail pick in there and just drop it right in. There you have it, the Aperol Spritz. So before you invest in a bottle of Aperol just for this one cocktail, let's talk about a couple other cocktails you could utilize Aperol in. As we mentioned earlier, it is a great replacement for Campari. So any recipe that calls for Campari, you can put Aperol instead. So for example, Negroni, Boulevardier, Americano would be great candidates for using Aperol with. You could also take this in a much more tropical way in a Jungle Bird riff or the Birds of Paradise. Highly recommend that cocktail. And before we started filming, Rob and I were talking about different ways we could utilize Aperol in drinks, and he had a really fantastic idea utilizing an infusion you're working on, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. It's so I was messing around with this infusion with cachaça, fresh strawberry, fresh pineapple, and a little bit of a fresh cinnamon stick.
Ooh, yum.
And it was just ridiculous. And I was been looking for fun cocktails to use it with, and I stumbled upon Aperol with it, and it just was this amazing combination that ended up being super, super tropical, yet brought a really nice strawberry kind of complexity to it, and kind of went Mai Tai with it with the fresh lime juice, and orgeat, and it just turned into something completely different. And now I've discovered my new favorite summer cocktail that I will be drinking year-round.
See, so as you can see, it's an extremely versatile ingredient. So if you have a favorite Aperol cocktail that you love, definitely put it in the comments below. We always like to look through those for some inspiration for ourselves as well. So there we have the Aperol Spritz and a couple other cocktails utilizing Aperol. So you've all watched YouTube before, you know what we're gonna ask. Hit the like, subscribe, and the bell icon, and you'll get notified for any other cocktail videos like this one that we release in the future. Until then, enjoy your Aperol Spritz, and cheers everyone.